How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Could you tell me what your name is?
My name is Kristina Marie Lyons.
All right, Kristina Marie Lyons. How you doing today? How you feeling?
I feel good. Today's a good day. I can feel it.
That's good. That's good. Speak it into existence.
Mm-hmm.
So, could you tell me a little backstory about yourself, where you're from? Just a brief description of where you're from and where you come from.
I was born in Providence, Rhode Island, and I lived there until I was about 14. I come from foster care. Was in the system until I was 21. So I came out here in a group, in like an independent living program. And then I ended up staying and having children. So I've been here since 1995. So I'm technically a Newporter, but that's about it.
All right. So, what's your situation right now, your current situation and status?
My current situation is I live at 4 Farewell. I have an efficiency apartment, which I've had for like 6-7 months now. Before that, I was living in a tent for almost a year because of a domestic violence situation at my home. I couldn't go back because the other person was there. And so it kind of was problematic for me to get help from any agency at the time because I still had my name on a lease somewhere else. So I kind of went between the cracks a little bit, but I got help and they helped me get in there, so it's much better than a tent.
Right. So what were some of the resources that helped you navigate into that situation coming from where you came from?
A lot of them. TAM, a housing hotline for one. 2, mental health, and just people, like, what are the resources? Mental health, a lot of mental health actually, like the Rio team and all of them helped me. I think that's about it, and EBCAP, working with EBCAP now, so it's really nice.
Okay, so what were some of the practices that you had to cope with while you was going through what you was going through? I'm
a recovering addict and alcoholic. So without those that I used to run back to, it was really hard for coping mechanisms. Now I'm learning how to use writing and just taking time out, or being with my support system, calling somebody from AA, stuff like that. So those are my coping mechanisms as of right now.
So what were resources that you can think of that would help the community a little better that you can think of? If you was to think of one, what would be a good one to have while you was going through what you was going through?
More domestic violence people out there that specifically deal with family domestic violence. Because it's something that most people don't want to talk about, especially when it's with your family. Women's resources is okay, but they didn't really help me before, so I wasn't trying to work with them again. Not saying that they're bad, I just was deterred this time, and that was years ago. But I don't know, just maybe some groups for the community, like women's groups or co-ed groups, something that everybody could sit down and tell their story without it being A or NA. That would be nice.
Okay. I noticed that you are very smart when it comes to trivia. How did you get so knowledgeable with things?
I read. I've been reading when I was in high school, English and like history and stuff were like my majors, you would say. What I like excelled in. Math was I'm not that smart with math. So you give math questions, I'm definitely gonna lose. But just reading a lot, never stop reading, keep up, and sure.
So what are some hobbies that you like to do?
I write, I read, I like to draw. Like, I used to make jewelry with real gemstones and stuff. I have collect a lot of, what do you call that? Like a hobby, right? Collecting things. Mm-hmm. That's it. Can't think of anything right now, but that's about it.
So for the future people that might experience what you've experienced, what kind of advice would you give to them?
To reach out and get help. Tell somebody something, because if you don't know how to get to one of the places to eat or get help for anything, other people in your community can help you. So if you stay quiet like I did, you're gonna go through it longer until you reach out and actually get help. So it's just gonna repeat the cycle if you don't break out of it and do something different.
All right. Is there any last words of wisdom or any shout outs you'd like to give before we close this?
No, I'm okay. Shout out to the Housing Hotline and you and Tam and everybody else.
All right.